doing like a worded game review, it's not gonna be one of those good videos where it has like actual gameplay. I'm not that serious into this video making shit yet, so you have to deal with it. But I finished ProjectXZone2. It's an X right there, but it's supposed to be cross. That's how it's pronounced. Whatever. Um, and yeah, it wasn't a bad game. Like, it's kind of a niche title, so um, the greatest thing about it is it's three companies put together. So as Sega characters, well, yeah, Sega characters, as Bandai characters, and as Capcom characters. So I think in Japan it's like Bandai X Capcom X Sega or just Bandai Capcom, whatever. But yeah, as all the characters at the front, you might know all the franchises. Um, it's like I said, it's niche because um, you have to have some character background to get some of the jokes. It has a lot of content. It was a bit repetitive after a certain point because like I think that's one issue with gamers. Is there enough content in the game? Is it playable as a replay value? Like this game, replay value, I could play it again, but the amount of time that it takes up is too much, right? Like with me, I kind of got away from console gaming for a while. Like if I'm console gaming, it's with a bunch of friends. If not, I'm on my 3DS. I like being able to have freedom of range. I think that's a big reason why um, mobile games, phone games, it depends like what kind of person you are. Some people are like, "Oh, phone games are real games." Uh, that's just another argument in itself. But it definitely fulfills the uh, length argument that most people have. Like a lot of people are like, "Oh, games are too short these days. Oh, games don't have enough content. Games are too simple. Blah blah blah." All those classic arguments, and a lot of the arguments are true. But you know, it's it's a 21st century. It's 2000s. The 2010s is just kind of like the facepalm generation, or facepalm generation of complaints. I think so, because it's just like it's like when Blockbuster came out. Everyone's like, "Oh yeah, oh man, I'm gonna miss Blockbuster, whatever," and no one was renting games though. No one was renting games. No one was renting movies. Everybody said it was a waste of time. Blah blah blah. As soon as it's gone, oh, I miss it so much. Kind of like dead celebrities, but I'm not even gonna get started with that because that's another rant. That's a topic that I'm just gonna steer clear of. Back to the game. Um, if you play the first one, I think it's better than the first one. You get the character interactions. There's certain characters that in their games they don't really have character, and you kind of see a little bit of a emotional side or more to their character, right? Like freaking right there, Krog and Lucina. Like they're so bland in their original games. Are just like, who are these people? Why are they? They're the main characters, but they're just so boring. Kind of like Orange is the New Black. The main character is kind of like the least interesting, and then all the side characters is what makes the show. So, um, anyways, if you like a long game, you like your anime jokes, like there's a lot of lewd stuff in this, so it's interesting for those people who are into that. You know, it has a mix of different stories. There's multiple bosses, not in the sense where it's just like, oh, I'm gonna fight this boss, I'm gonna fight this boss. There's that, but it has like the whole organizations, working together, blah blah blah. This is, I wouldn't say it's spoiler, but in a crossover game, because that's what it is. Bad guys work together, good guys work together. So me telling you this isn't necessarily a spoiler. If I told you who's the big boss, then that's a spoiler. You could figure it out by who's on the character, but who's on the cover. But all of these characters are strong individually. So who's the main bad guy? Who's behind all of this? Who's starting this? What's happening? This is one of those games where you can put it down. Pick it up, put it down. Where am I? Pick it up, keep playing. It's whatever. It's a good game. Um, I don't know if there's gonna be a three. If they could shill out a three, they'll shill it out because like I said, it's a niche game. Not everybody will purchase this. The game mechanics are kind of repetitive. Um, I like the whole interaction with different characters. You could swap up the groups because there's normal, I wouldn't say couples, but matches, I guess. It sounds the same, but it's just like partners. There we go. So like Ryu and Ken, they're a partner, right? Because they're the Street Fighter characters. So they have the Street Fighter characters. They got uh, Fire Emblem characters. They got Tekken characters. It's all over the place. It's a good game. So if you're gonna pick up a random game with random fan service, decent mechanic in the games, interesting story, um, it's fan service all around. It's not just like, oh yeah, there's a penny shot or whatever. No, it's just like, oh, it's from that game. Oh, I get that reference. It's one of those games where you're just like, damn, I. It makes you actually want to play the other games, or yeah, the other games where the characters are from. So if you play a certain group of people continuously, like if you're power leveling those those partners, yeah, that's the word I use, partners, then you'll get a little bit more used to them. You're like, oh man, I really want to play this game. Like the first one had the the characters from Resonance of Fate. They're back in this game, all three of them, but it's so hard to go back into that game because it's a PS3 game, but it's super blocky. It's hard to play, so that's one thing I learned. Like some of these games, it's extremely hard to get back to, but at the end of the day, you know, good characters. Um, if you're a super weeb, it's in Japanese. You got the subtitles. If you don't like reading, it doesn't matter. Well, yeah, it does matter. You need to know what the fuck's going on, but or unless you know Japanese, um, it's overall a pretty good game. Out of seven or not out of 10, yeah, I'd probably give it a seven, only because of um, the repetitiveness, kind of a weird lag. And once you get to a certain point, the game feels kind of too long. So you're pushing yourself a little bit to get to the end, right? But I think the end's worth it. So give it a shot if you want a random 3DS game.